Hello, good day. Today we are going to be making this 2D sketch. So we are going to be designing this 2D sketch. So let's go to the Home tab to create a new sketch. So we're in the Home tab. We click on New. So it's already in Metric Standard. Then we click on Create Projects. So we are making 2D sketch. So we click on Start. Then we click on XY plane. So let's go to our parts. So in the sketch, we are given radius of 45 and radius of 27.5, which are concentric to each other. So let's go to the radius of, let's make the circle. We are using, click on the circle, then let's make the circle. Click on dimension. First radius is 45, right click, check dimension type to confirm. Is in diameter, so we are given radius, we are going to use radius, which is what? 45 millimeter. This is 45 millimeter. So we zoom in order to see it. Then we'll make the second circle. Click on dimension, dimension type, change it to radius, and this is 27.5. So let's check our drawing again. So there's a pattern in between the bigger circle and the smaller circle, which is what? 8 millimeter. So let's create this pattern. So we are going to draw a line at the center of the two circles. Here's the line. Then we are going to use the offset tool to offset the line. The distance of the line from each other is 8 mm. So we are going to create a 4 mm offset up. Then we create another 4 mm down. Let's recreate the down offset. Click on offset. Click on the line and make it 4 mm. So let's trim it to bring out the shape. We trim this out. So now we can now create the pattern. So we are going to use circular pattern because the pattern is inside of a circle. Circular pattern, the geometry, that means the line is the geometry. We click on the two line, 1, 2. Then we click on the axis. So it's going to fall. We can use the bigger circle or the smaller circle. Let's use the bigger circle for the axis. In our shape, in our design, we have 6 of the pattern. So we're actually creating 6 of it here too. So that's how we have 6. We can change it here to, let's say 8. We can change it to 4, but we are using 6. So in our drawing, what next? So let's make this 4 outer, the outer circle, the bigger and the smaller circle. The smaller circle has a radius of 10, while the bigger circle, this is an arc, but from this this arc is derived from a circle. So the radius of the circle that make the arc is 18, while the radius of the inner circle is 10. So let's make the circle. But from the drawing, the distance from the center of the concentric circle to the outer circle is 60 millimeter, and is at what? Is at from is at is from the down is at 60 degree here, y is at 30 degree here. So it's either you make this line, you bring it down to be at 30 degree to the upper line, or to rise from this down here to here to be at 60 degree. So let's make it. So first make our line, which is a center line. So draw it here, which is what? 60 mm. Click on your tab to go to the degree. So it's at 56 degree. So we'll make it to be at 60 degree. Then click enter. So this is it. So now click on it to make it a center line. Okay. Now let's zoom so we can have. So click on our circle, which is radius of what? 10. Click on dimension. Click on dimension. Right click. Edit dimension type. Click on radius. Make it what? 10. mm. Then let's create the 18 mm circle. Click on the center. Click on dimension again. Click on the circle. Right click to check. The dimension type is in diameter. Make it radius. (18 mm) as 18. So now what are we going to do next? So we are going to create the 3 more 10 mm and 18 mm circle. So instead of us designing each one, you can just use the mirror command to mirror these 2 circles. So let's create a center line here, because we are going to need a center line for our axis. Click on it. So we make our center line. Now click on the mirror command. Select the geometry you want to mirror. You select the top circle and the inner circle. Then the mirror line, which is our center line. We are going to select the center line. Then click on apply. Then we'll do the same. Here we also need a center line at the middle in order to serve as the axis. So you create the center line. Click on it. Now let's use the mirror command. Select the geometry. Then select the mirror line. Then click on the mirror line. Then click on apply. Then click on this again. Click on the inner circle. Then the mirror line. Then click on apply. So we are done. Now let's go again. What next do we have to make? So we have this arc to make, up here and down here. So the radius of this arc is 17 mm. So let's make the radius, let's make the arc. So in order to make the arc, we click on 3-point arc. We click on the first circle at the top. When click on the second, so you click on it. I haven't dimensioned it yet. This arc, when you are making this arc, don't let this arc to touch this circle. It's going to distort the arc you are going to make. So first make it like this, then click on dimension. Click on it. Let's confirm it. Dimension type is a radius. So the radius is what? 17. Then you click on it. Now you have to make this arc to be tangent to the two circles. In order to make it tangent to the two circles, this is the tangent symbol. Tangent symbol, click on the tangent. Then click on the arc. Click on the biggest outer circle to make it tangent to it. Click on the arc again. Click on the left circle to make it tangent to it. Now we've created it at the top. So we have to create this arc also here. We can use the mirror command or we can create it directly. Let's create it directly. Same thing, click on the arc. Right click on the circle. Click on the second. Then you bend it a little bit inward. Click on dimension. Click on it. So dimension type is radius, correct? So let's dimension it. Let's do that again. The dimensioning, click on it. So let's click on the dimension. So our dimensioning is 17 mm. So now we have to make it tangent. Click on the tangent symbol. Click on the arc created. Click on the circle. Click on the arc created and click on the circle. So you are done with that. So looking at the sketch, there's a radius in between the 45 radius circle. That's an arc. There's an arc in between the 45 radius circle with the 18 radius circle, which is what? 5 mm. So let's create the arc. So you click on arc. So click on the 18 mm circle. Then click on the 45 mm circle. Let's do that again. We want to create an arc of 5 radius in between the 45 radius circle and 18 radius circle. So let's click on the 18 radius circle. Then you click on the 45 radius circle. Now click on dimensioning. Five mm. Now to create the tangents, click on the 5 radius circle, click on the 18 mm circle, click on the 5 radius circle, and click on the 45 mm circle. you have to do that again. You have to do that again. Let's make the arc again. Click on the arc. Click on the 45 mm circle and click on the 18 mm circle. So bring it inward. Okay. Then click on dimensioning. Click on the arc. Five mm. Okay. So now let's target it. Click on the target symbol. Click on the arc. Then click on the biggest, on the 18 mm circle. Click on the arc again. Click on the 45 mm circle. So now we can use the mirror command for the other three circles. So you click on the mirror. Then we click on the 5 radius circle we just created. The mirror line, we use this same center line. Click on apply. So now we have the radius here. Again, click on the 5 radius circle, radius arc. Then click on the mirror line. Then click on apply. Let's zoom so we can see it clearly. So let's zoom. Okay. Okay, let's move it upward. So let's create the last 5 radius arc. So click on the mirror, then select this radius of 5, this arc of 5 radius, then select the mirror line, then click on done. So we are now done. So what remains now is to click to trim off. In order to get this shape, so you have to trim off this side to make it look like this. So you are going to use the trim command. So clicking on it to trim off this side, to trim off this side, trim off here. Okay, so now we are now done with the 2D sketch. So we can finish our drawing. So this is our 2D sketch. In order to make it more visible, we can remove we can hide the visibility of the dimensions. Click on sketch, right click on it, dimension visibility. Okay, so now we are done with our drawing. So thank you for watching the video. We'll meet in the next video.